I don't know how many years on this earth I got left. I'm gonna get real weird with it.
Hello my darlings and welcome to this month's Get Real Weird With It blog where I read weird, alternative, transgressive and generally fringe books. Today's lineup is a fever dream. Time gets slippery. Gender politely packs its bags and moves to another dimension. Melbournians have existential crises. And sometimes retail therapy is the only avant-garde. Excuse me if I'm being weird, but I've got a cat on my lap right now, right here, and she's very distracting. And yes, it is Bluebell. Bluebell loves to anchor in with her kitty knives. Okay, so the first book that I read is I Love Shopping by Lauren Cook. I wish the physical copy had come in time. Unfortunately, it hasn't, but the physical book, all of the text is in pink, hot pink. So that is incredibly fun, but I read the ebook because that's what came in first. This book is rando AF. It really is just a hodgepodge of shit from Lauren's wacky mind. It's filled with random sentences like, chickens have a collective soul. Heaven is full of the skateboarders you kissed in middle school. In this one, Lauren has a hard-on for orchids, and getting blown by the literal wind makes him come. It is a benevolent fever dream in paperback form. Equal parts mall food court, internet rabbit hole, and love letter to all of the little strange things that make us human. I love the hot pink text. Lauren does fabulous things with his formatting, and there's also a lot of mixed media. I loved the mushroom pics. I wish I had screenshotted on my e-reader of them, but however, there was a picture of a dead mama bear with her baby, and that was a bit much, Lauren. Jesus Christ. I thought this was good. I think I would have loved it more if I hadn't read Sex Goblin first, which is on my bookshelf because I loved that. Sex Goblin was all red pages, and that was just a fucking riot. And I think because I read that first and loved it, this one felt similar but less good. And I think I Love Shopping did come before Sex Goblin. Another, I don't know, I'm still on the list to get the physical copy of this book, and I will grab it because I do want to sniff it. Because Sex Goblin's bouquet of the pay for scent, so nostalgic, top tier. Nothing has beat it thus far. So I want to see if I Love Shopping has the same bouquet as Sex Goblin. Cat drums. Okay, the next book I picked up is Unsex Mia by Aurora Mattia. This is what's on the back, and it's a beautiful rose petal finish or soft velvet. Unsex Mia drifts like a dream between heartbreak and revelation. Hey Sylvie, weaving corseted prayers through hotel rooms, caverns and haunted horizons. It's a lyrical pilgrimage where desire, prophecy and memory blur, and every whispered secret feels half like gossip and half like scripture. It focuses on stories of trans feminine individuals. And in this genre-bending collection of short stories, there were a lot of religious elements, Greek mythology, and cum woven throughout. The prose was incredibly flowery. It was so purple that I felt like I was swimming against the current. It felt like a fever dream written in a language I only half speak. I think with this particular book, I really just was not the right reader for it. Oh, thank God, Blue, thank God. I'm also not sure with this how much is fact and how much is fiction. There was a story in this in particular that involved a python named Milky, and it felt like the author was recounting events from her own life. And if so, she has been through it, son. Also, Milky does die. The book also ends with interviews from the author as well. And included in that, there were beautiful illustrations strewn throughout, which I thought were absolutely darling. Let me show you some. I've got the physical book, my God. Let's have a look. So we've got Ezekiel in the noun. Like I said, it is heavy on the religious aspects. But that was that book. The next book I picked up was Moonflow by Bitter Corella. Now, I actually had this previously pre-ordered. My pre-order has not come because once again, it's with Amazon. This is back when I still did Amazon pre-orders. I don't do that anymore. I just now wait until the book's released, and then if it's a sort of unusual book like this one, I will go to an independent bookstore and ask them to order it in. And the only reason I ever use Amazon is because sometimes some lovely viewers do gift me Amazon gift cards, and so that's why I use it. But I was also approved for the ALCs. This is an advanced listening copy from NetGalley, so I got to listen to the audiobook, which is narrated by Venus Rose Fisher. This book is a psychedelic, erotic, queer, fungal, cosmic horror splatterpunk. Sarah, our protagonist, is a trans woman who is also a shroom supplier that loves to get high.
You want to get high?
And she decides to go foraging for the king's breakfast in the Pomogo forest and finds a cult of turfs, after which things get real fucked up. Sarah just wanted to pay rent with her mushrooms, not accidentally kick off a cosmic buffet for eldritch gods. I thought this book was good. Sarah is definitely a heroine you will root for, even as you're screaming, "Girl, do not eat the mushroom the cults have given you!" The forest in this, the Pomogo forest, is vividly unsettling, so much so that you'll want to keep your lights on after reading and maybe swear off camping forever. It is a story about survival, transformation, and the price of transcendence. There were some things I didn't like. For instance, there is an excessive amount of the description of fat bodies. One of the characters does seem to have a feeder fetish as well, and also titties. It's massive mummy milkers galore in this. The titties I didn't mind so much, but the way that they were describing the fat people's bodies, that did make me uncomfortable with that whole thing. I also feel like this book would have been better as a novella. I do not think it needed to be as long as it was. It could have been cut way down and it would have really slapped. The audiobook narrator also has a lovely voice, but there wasn't much differentiation between the characters' voices, so it sometimes was a bit confusing for me to realize who was speaking. There were, however, really cool audio special effects sounds like the glitch, for instance, and I love it when audiobooks sprinkle sound effects in. Be forewarned though, triggers for infanticide and animal cruelty abound. In this book, Sarah's autonomy in naming and living as herself contrasts with the cults in the forest clinging to old oppressive traditions. And I can see that this was meant to be satirical, but there was so much transphobia in the book. The TERFs constantly call Sarah a phallic Alec, which did get very tiresome. There was a lot of repetition in general. On the plus side, there were some really inventive funny names. For instance, you have characters called Mother Moonflow, Captain Beef Curtains, Skillet, Sunny Delight, and my favorite, the Hell Slut. Most of all, I could relate Sarah just wanting to get home to her black cat Herman. Oh, that got to me because that does not ever cease to be her main motivation to survive. I, however, could not relate to Sarah's decision to hook up with Skillet even after finding out that Skillet has every STI known to man and some not yet known to man. There was also a lot of relationship drama in this. So you do get Sarah's chapters and then you get the cult members chapters, and I cared less about the cult members chapters. I wish there was less time spent with them. I just wanted to be more with Sarah. So that's what I said when I feel like it could have been better as a novella, just shaving it down a little bit and focusing less on the relationship drama. I was more interested in the eldritch gods and the mushrooms and the horror aspects. But as I said, overall, I thought it was a good book. And the last book I read is Like You Had a Choice by Ivan Niccolai, the cardigan guy. Welcome to Melbourne, where coffee costs more than your dignity. This is a chaotic guided tour of Melbourne, the Zoe Deschanel of cities, and the people who live in it, especially the immigrants and children of immigrants. And as a daughter of immigrants myself, I could definitely relate to this book. And as a Melbournian, I was familiar with some of the places, but not all. Not all. For instance, let me tell you about the Wellness Social Club in Preston. Obviously, I'm not sure how much is fact or fiction, but consider my curiosity piqued, guys. The new wellness club in Preston was called the Social Wellness Club. It announced itself not with a sign, but with an aura of expensive minimalism. The facade was all raw concrete and smoked glass. It promised not happiness, but a kind of high-performance serenity. Amy had found it on a targeted ad that appeared after she'd Googled how not to die of boredom. Inside, the air was scented with eucalyptus and nouveau wog money. The offerings were a litany of late capitalist solutions to the problem of being a decaying body in time: anti-aging IV infusions, a Finnish sauna, and a cold plunge pool maintained at a temperature that would make a god weep, a marble-clad Turkish hammam, something called a pulsetto that went around your neck like a slutty 90s choker and delivered electric shocks to the vagus nerve, a red light therapy bed that promised to rejuvenate collagen and unsag everything, and a hyperbaric oxygen chamber that looked either like a pristine torpedo or a Swiss euthanasia coffin. It's definitely tickled my interest. I'm going to have to check this place out, not going to lie. Not only that, there's a Cypriot joint called Capers that, as a bisexual, I might also have to have a gig at. Ivan captures the absurdity of modern life so sharply it could slice through a gluten-free sourdough. The book also plays with cultural displacement, generational dislocation, and the disjointedness of a globalized city. It almost feels like metafiction. So much so that I do honestly wonder if the staff at some cafes just might offer you a happier ending than the overpriced meal you just ate. There was also a nod to great transgressive authors like Ballard and Bataille. And like Ivan says, come for the laughs, stay for the crushing realization that you might be one of these people. I thought this was fantastic. Honestly, I think this is one of the best short story collections I read. Obviously, as a Melbournian, it hits extra for me. I am thoroughly relieved too, because when Ivan said, "Hey, Chanel, would you like to read my new book?" and I said, "Sure, babes," there was like a low level of dread. What if it sucks? But it doesn't. It doesn't. I really, 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 really enjoyed this book. Would read anything Ivan writes. This will be staying on my top tier bookshelf. Had a fantastic, fantastic time with it. There's not a single story I didn't like. There's one that definitely did feel like J.G. Ballard's High Rise, but with Melbourne flavour, and I all thought they were fun. There's also a lot of little quotes in here from other authors. For instance, this one is by Gary Shipley. "I'm a runaway without a home. Imagine having a homeland. Imagine the confidence. Imagine the stupidity." So let me sum up. I've got cat hair all over my face. I can feel it. Let me sum up all the books I read in this vlog with a one-sentence weirdness pitch. I Love Shopping by Lauren Cook is like being spiritually reborn in the clearance aisle while a mall centre in suede Miu Miu loafers passes you a holy relic saltine. Unsex Mia by Aurora Mattia is like a corseted prayer wandering from West Texas to mythic shores, where angels and ex-lovers trade whispers that sound suspiciously like prophecy. Moonflow by Bitter Corella. What grows in the dark hungers for more than sunlight. And my favourite read of this reading blog was Like You Have a Choice by Ivan Niccolai, a satire where Melbourne's weirdos collide in a surreal carousel of medallion hunting, elite day spas.
I was at a day spa. Day. D-A-I-Y-E. Okay?
And sex clubs for the spiritually bankrupt. Let me know which of these weird books you would smuggle into your tote bag, and until next time, keep it weird and keep it wonderful. Today's perfume is called Fantôme de Mal by Stora Skogen. The notes in this are green leaves, galbanum, bergamot, lemon, lavender, cardamom, cashmeran, forest flowers, coriander, black pepper, oak moss, ambroxan, vetiver, sandalwood, musk, cedar, tonka bean, and labdanum. This is half moss, half magic, and entirely elusive. It evokes a sensation of stepping off the forest trail and into a world where something other watches from between the leaves. There's a primal sharpness to it. It smells of haunted woods and hidden chapels. I would say try it if you're drawn to green perfumes with gothic leanings. It is unisex leaning masculine to me, and the first image that was conjured to my brain upon first sniff was of a sexy vampire prowling around a cemetery. So the book that I am pairing with this perfume is Let the Right One In by John Ajvide Lindqvist, which is a dark, strange, and snow-choked Swedish vampire novel. There is uncanny overlap of the innocent and the monstrous. the damp scent of pine needles and bloodied snow. If the perfume were a place, it might be the forest behind Eli's apartment, echoing with silence and teeth. So today I'm headed into the CBD, hello Blue Bell, and I will be, Papa, hello, oh my gosh, hello. You want so much attention today. I love you so much. You want to say hello to everybody? I will be continuing on my matcha crawl, so I'm going to hit up at least 2, that's 4, at least 2 places. Oh my god, boo-boo, boo-boo, baby, oh my god, my baby, my little baby. I know you want some little snacks, and I know you want a big nap, but mommy's gotta go, mommy's gotta go, mommy's gotta go, mommy's gotta go. Love you. I love you so much. So yeah, I'm going to try at least 2. I'm going to go hit up the bookstore and do a proper long browse. Last time I was distracted by a tall, handsome man. So that's on my agenda for today. You know what, guys? This outfit is totally giving Heath Ledger as the nurse. But I got to be comfy today, man. I've got to walk around a lot, and last time I got blisters. I'm also bringing a cozy jacket because it's cold. Bro, what is this? What is this book? It's like, oh my god, so pretty. Is the back the same? Let's have a look. Do I just buy a random book I've never heard of? Oh my god. Picking this up today from the library. What's with all these books I've never heard of having insanely gorgeous editions? Like, are you kidding me? 18 plus, oh my god. Oh look, Sierra Snow. Does anyone know if this is good? Recommend me some manga, guys. I wish I liked Grady Hendrix, but I do not. I do not like Grady Hendrix. Yes, for all the straight editors, I'm sorry. Okay guys, I'm in the kids section because no one's here. There are so many books I have never heard of. I'm overwhelmed. I'm like, I feel like I should have brought a pencil and paper so I could write all the titles down, things I've never heard of before. And there's so many sprayed edge editions and like cool editions. I'm doing the right thing and not buying anything today. I'm gonna go do my research because I'm also crashing really hard, and I'm scrapping my plans for today. I have plans to go so many places, but my tank is precariously low, so I'm gonna eat lunch, grab a matcha and go home. I can't do it today. I just want to go home. So those are some heavy bags, bruh. Also, is this series any good? Let's have a look what's inside. Let me know.
We are the weirdos, mister.